Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm WolfStalker25, and today I got a brand new action figure review for you guys. Well, it's kind of new. I've had this guy for like over a month now, but this is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man Iron Spider. It's also one of the figures. It is the first figure I actually got in the new windowless packaging. This is a figure that I have been wanting for a long time. I know there was a really old Spider-Man Classics one or something like that, of Iron Spider or something like that, which wasn't like a great figure from what I remember. And then there was the Reveltech Amazing Yamaguchi one that they just recently had, and that was kind of pricey. It was like 90 bucks. So for the price point of, I want to say this is $26.99. I would rather get this one, even though that one is probably a little bit better in some regards, but this one's also pretty good in others. So we're getting rid of the box. Actually, we'll bring the box back really fast. What do you get with this figure? Well, you get Spider-Man, the three like Waldo's arms or whatever, and you get the thwipping hands and fisted hands. That's it. There are no other accessories with this figure. For $26.99, I don't agree with what you get with this guy. I think there should be more. That's just my personal opinion. But the figure does look pretty dang cool. Let me get my light back over here so you can see like the shine on him a little bit better. See the height. Actually, let me drop the camera a little bit. Alright. This guy is pretty awesome. I really like this suit. I like this mold. He's a little bit darker in person than on camera because the lights are shining him up a little bit. The camera's actually brightening up a little bit. But this is a very nice, like, molded, this is definitely, there's no way this is painted, but it's a very nice molded metallic looking like hot rod cherry red plastic that they use. You could see there is a little bit of a difference. I don't think you could really see it in camera as much, but there is a difference between the torso and the legs for sure. The torso definitely looks a little bit darker and more metallic. This is a lot flatter here on the legs. You could see it a little bit in certain angles. It looks a little bit more metallic, but the arms definitely look very similar to that. The shoulders don't really look as metallic. The head almost doesn't even look as dark and metallic as the body. So there is a distinct difference in the plastic, unfortunately. I think the Waldos could have used some sort of paint. I think they're called Waldos, right? I think they could have used some sort of paint in here. They could have been a little bit more metallic gold to match this. These are more of a dull color, which I don't really like that much. And I could have used a little bit more articulation throughout them, because you can't get this guy in the classic iconic pose of like over the shield. You can and you can't. He can't hold himself. You need a flight stand for sure. But yeah, accessories, you do get the set of fisted hands that are on him, and then you also get the set of thwipping hands, which are in that same type of plastic as the actual like legs and stuff, so not as metallic as I would have liked them to have been. That's just my personal opinion. I think they could have metallic this guy up a little bit more. Like, I think you could see it kind of here on camera. Like, see how flat this looks? But yeah, it's a bummer. I've been looking forward to this figure for so long that just to not get that is kind of a shame. Articulation wise though, since we've kind of looked at the whole sculpt, there's really not much going on the back. Legs, pretty basic, pretty plain. The head sculpt's pretty cool looking though. I like that. I haven't noticed any paint issues with mine from what I could tell. Bumping the camera. From what I could tell, there might be a little bit of run on the gold right there at the bottom. But yeah, pretty good. But yeah, let's take a look at the articulation on this guy. Got the arms that come up that much, could do a 90. There's a butterfly in there. Could go back, not so much. Forward, not so much. The butterfly is almost non-existent, unfortunately. But you know, whatever. Upper bicep cut, double jointed, pinless elbows. Awesome. I love that this guy's pinless. That makes me very happy. So that's great. Wrists all do swivel and hinge, and that's it. Head looks up all the way that much. Great, it's a ball and hinge. Looks down all the way. Because of the way this head is, it's a little bit bigger on the ball or whatever. So, mine just popped off. It could, tilt a little bit depending on if it's forward a little bit, but it keeps popping off. Ab crunch goes forward. Oh, there we go. Didn't want to click. Oh no, what happened here? It hold on. It chipped the plastic. What the heck? I didn't see that before. That wasn't there. That just happened. That's a bummer. Doing the ab crunch actually just scuffed my figure. But yeah, I could go back that much, forward that much, as you can just see. Yeah, that's up in there, actually hidden. So you can't even see that, but that's good. Then you do get the waist cut right there. Legs go forward that much. Oh, actually, I just noticed I have a chip right there on the leg. It's not red. I didn't even notice that before, and I've had this guy for a month. Legs go back that much. Spidey on the splits that much. Upper thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees, awesome. I love the pinless technology. I don't know, like I said in the previous video, I don't know how you're supposed to take apart these guys anymore if you wanted to customize them at all. So you might just paint around it. I don't know how you do it. Ankles go back that far, forward that much. He does have the wonderful ankle pivot. Oh, and there's also upper boot cut right there at the gold. I think that's it. No drop down legs on this guy. Oh, and then you do get the Waldos. Waldos they're kind of weird. So you have a articulation point right here, so they could all swivel at that point. So you could swivel it around. It has a hinge, so you can bring it that far forward, that far back. There's a hinge here that just goes back that far, forward that much, and then you do have a hinge up here which could go like this, but it also has a little bit of I think this is the one that could turn, right? No? Yes? No? No, I think one of them turns a little bit. I think it might be, it's this one. This one turns down here. This one does not want to turn, so you don't really want to turn that one up there at all. But yeah, that's all you get. Unfortunate. I wish the Waldos were a little bit more, I wish they had a hinge in here. I wish they were a little bit thicker, a little bit tougher. Wish the golds on them looked a little bit better. I think the gold is a little cheap looking on this figure, especially with him being $26.99, being more expensive and getting significantly less no build-a-figure piece with this guy compared to other Marvel figures. So yeah, I think the price is a little bit up there on this guy. Unfortunate. Does stand just about 6.5 inches tall. Alright, and for the size comparisons, we do got our SH Figure Arts Goku, our Mezco Stealth Iron Man, got our 1000 Toys Master Chief, Figma Samus, there you go, both those two. Star Wars Black Series Captain Rex. Did I do G.I. Joes? I don't know. If I did, here he is again. G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes. Our Jazzwares Halo Master Chief. Let's see what else we got. McFarlane Space Marine. Oh no, there we go. Dropping stuff. Space Marine's a big chunky boy, and I dropped him, knocking over war machines in the background. Alright, got our Jazzware Fortnite and our Mythic Legion Black Knight, the Visitor for Fortnite, in case you're wondering who that is. Power Rangers, Dino Thunder, Red Ranger, and our Hasbro Fortnite Victory Royale, the Foundation. So there you go. There is all your different size comparisons with other lines. I'm doing this also still on the 19th as I'm recording this, so Shocker's still here on the desk. So there's your look at Shocker with the Iron Spider. Pretty cool. I don't know if Spider-Man fought Shocker in this suit at all, because I know this is one he wears in Civil War, but I don't know other ones. Other Spider-Man comparisons. You get the black suit. We got our Renew Your Vows Spidey. So pretty nice, like in between of these two. I really love the look of all three of these guys together. They look great. But yeah, there you go. There's Renew Your Vows. But got those two. We got our Amazing Fantasy, which I think is the one that looks a little bit closer in line. It's a little bit smaller. It looks like you can actually, picture that Spider-Man in the suit instead of this one, because this one's he's kind of the same size actually, but he almost looks a little bit too bulky here compared to this one, which looks like he'd almost be bulked up just enough in that suit. And then we got our Pizza Spidey right here, still in the pose I put him in for the thumbnail for one of the other Spider-Man. I think it was Renew Your Vows. I had him in the background. Let's see. Let's bring his arms down. There you go. There he is more here. I guess you could kind of see that one maybe being in the suit. I don't know. I would like to see, I said it before, I'd like to see a Spider-Man on a similar body to this, so we could like kind of get the more closer, accurate appearance. Another Marvel Legend. This is a character that he probably would have fought in Civil War, since I think he was Team Iron Man, then he became Team Cap. So these two would have been paired together. And then we got a Iron Man. This is just one of them that I've got on the desk. Here is the AI one. I want to say this was what wave was this? Was this the Mr. Hyde wave? I think. We'll take him out of here. And then, as a little bit of a better matchup with the colors, here is the, 80th anniversary Iron Man. So there you go. There's a look at those three together. I think they look pretty good. I actually really like all three looks of those. I think the darker Captain America, the darker suit, the Walmart one, that one would have looked a little bit better. The one that came out around the same time as this one. I think that was an 80th anniversary one. And then here's another Iron Man that I think this one got the cherry red, like the red a little bit better on the metallics, is the modular Iron Man here. Now, one reason I did bring out both these Iron Men is I did want to try something, because we did not get any sort of like repulsor hands or open hands with this Spider-Man. I do want to see if he can actually use the repulsor hand from one of these two. So we're going to try modular first, since that is a hand with a hinge. So I get out, it's not coming out. There we go. Take modular first, see if we could hinge it in. It looks a little bit big on him, but if you did want, because I'm assuming this Iron Spider has to have repulsors in it. There you go. Does work. If you're not using the repulsor hands on your modular Iron Man, it can go on the Spider-Man. It looks a little big, hand-wise, but this does have a hinge on it, so you can hinge him around. If you wanted him in a flight pose, something like that, it would work, I think. But there you go. There's a look at that. And then, does this work on the bottom? Since he didn't come with any repulsor blast again, the peg hole on the bottom of the foot can work with that. I think for $26 on this Spider-Man, there's no reason why we shouldn't have gotten a set of repulsor hands. But that's just my opinion. Just because I don't want to have to, take them off of modular. Modular's got his repulsor hands. I don't want to have to remove the modular Iron Man's repulsor hands for Iron Spider just to get them. Same thing with the 80th anniversary. Since that's a closer, darker red, I don't want to remove those either. Let's see if that one works. I think it's going to work too. Probably also a bigger hand. Yeah. That one works as well. I think that one actually matches a little bit better, just because it's not as big of a hand. But there you go. You can get some repulsors on them. You just gotta steal some hands from another figure, unfortunately. So if you're not using the repulsor hands on modular or 80th anniversary, you can snag them and put them on your Iron Spider here. So there you go. There's a little bit of a tip if you want that, and then you can also use repulsor blast in the feet, but they don't really work as well in the feet, and then you need a flight stand for sure. So, but yeah, you can do that. That is an option. And then last little comparison, since we're running a little long, and I hate doing these long videos, but here is your SH Figuarts MCU Iron Spider, just as a comparison, since I'm not going to get the Legends one out of its display. But yeah, a lot smaller. I like the metallic red here a lot. I almost wish this metallic red transitioned over here better, or just the body would have transitioned to the whole thing. One thing that's funny is these legs have way more articulation. They have a point in the back, 1 point here, here, here. So there's like 4 points total in here, where there's only 2 or 3 hinge points in this leg. Now these don't swivel or turn at the legs and anything, but these legs are strong enough. They're thinner and stronger and more detail on these. Granted, it's a more expensive figure, but these 4 legs were strong enough to actually hold him up, which is kind of funny that they could hold him up. Granted, he is a smaller, lighter figure, but they were able to hold him up at one point when I had him in a pose. Yeah, there you go. That's a look at this guy. I think for the price point of $26.99, to me, he was worth it. I would have liked to have almost seen this Spider-Man on a retro body or something, just a little bit different. Here's one last little thing, in case you did get to renew your vows, Spider-Man. Here is the maskless Peter Parker head on this body, and it works. It just wants to be in a weird position for some reason. It wants to like keep going backwards, but there you go. There's that head on him, in case you want to see what that looks like. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. Hopefully you found this review helpful. As always, if you haven't done so already, would always appreciate a like as well as a subscribe. Did I do a size comparison? I remember. A little over 6 1/4 inches, almost 6.5 inches. That's the top of his head. It's probably like almost like 8 inches to the top. 8.5 inches to the top of the leg when it's almost fully extended like this. But yeah, for $26.99, I think he's worth it just because I've really wanted this suit for a long time, and I don't want to spend the $90 that Revoltech is asking. Even though those legs, I've heard, can work on this Spider-Man as well. If you have that lying around, I think they work. So if you want stronger, bigger, thicker legs on them, you could put those Waldo legs on them. But yeah, I think he should have come with repulsor fists, repulsor hands, an open set of hands at least, and I think he should have at least had a set of repulsor blasts. I don't know if he uses them in the comics. I know he did in the Ultimate Spider-Man show, cartoon. He had repulsors, but I think he should have come with them just as a little something extra, and to get us an extra set of those hinged repulsor hands from Modular Iron Man. But alright, that's going to do it for me today. Hopefully you found this review helpful. I will catch you all in the next one. I don't want to hold up any more of your time, and yeah, I'll see you next time.